What's going on, guys? Mr. Charnick back with another mock draft. And in today's mock draft, well, this is a post day two free agency mock draft. And this is going to be a different one because I feel like most of the teams that are at the top of this list here, as you can see, have fulfilled definitely a lot of needs that they needed in those positions. So we'll get started with the Raiders at number one. No doubt, it's going to be Fernando Mendoza. And he's coming in with a team that really needs a quarterback change. They've had a bad quarterback or a bad player playing at their quarterback spot for a really long time now. Geno Smith, I don't think is a bad player, but their roster just wasn't good last year. But however, they have signed a whole lot of people this offseason, and it is going to help Mendoza. And he's a guy that you're gonna want to keep safe. I mean, he's somebody who is coming in with the number one pick, or he's going to be picked at the number one pick anyway. Tyler Linderbaum is his starting center. Jalen Naylor was just signed as a receiver. I guess I'm sure somebody will play above him. But their defensive side of things, Kwity Paye, Quay Walker, N'Kobe Dean, Eric Stokes is coming back. Really nice Raiders team coming up. He's going off the board at number one. Number two, it's going to be Arvell Reese out of Ohio State, who is, I'd say, could be my favorite defensive player in the draft. Him or Sonny Styles, but just look at him: 6'4", 243 pounds. Young rookie, leader at Ohio State. Makes perfect sense for the Jets because Aaron Glenn is one of those guys who is a defensive coach. He's going to want to fulfill the needs on the defensive side of the ball, as they were one of the worst last season. Also, did not have an interception all season. You're going to want to bring pressure to the quarterback. You're going to need a linebacker to cover. Number two, Arvell Reese, makes perfect sense. Staying at the Cardinals at number three. And, well, the Cardinals signed Tyler Algier yesterday. And now you got to be thinking, is Jeremiah Love still in play? I'm going to have him taking Francis Manoa here. Manoa is a great left tackle, but he'll play right tackle. He's played them both. He's probably a better right tackle. He's not my number one left tackle in the class if that's what he was to play. But he's 6'6", 315. Also a young rookie. Pairing him up with Paris Johnson, he in his first season would 100% be a right tackle. But the Cardinals need an offensive tackle. I mean, we know that. They need a quarterback. So what will they do at quarterback? Geno Smith was traded to the Jets yesterday, so he's not an option. Kyler Murray, you just released, so he's not an option. Aaron Rodgers, I can't really see them signing him, but it'll be interesting. Maybe they trade their second round pick in hopes to trade up and get Ty Simpson at the end of the first round. Who knows? I don't know. Number four, you have the Tennessee Titans, and it's going to be David Bailey. I mean, I can't see anybody else being picked here. It's a perfect landing spot. Robert Sala likes his defensive players as he's a defensive head coach. David Bailey, 6'3", 250. He had 15 sacks last season. He graded great. Why not get an edge rusher on your team if you're trying to rebuild? Uh, I really think this Titans team has a little bit of potential. Cam Ward, I wasn't too big on. I'm gonna have to see more out of him. This pick could be Carnell Tate too if they want to get him a receiver, but I do think it will be David Bailey here. I really like him. I think he is the best edge rusher in this class. David Bailey at four makes a lot of sense. So now you got the Giants at five. They could go a whole lot of different ways here. They got Tremaine Edmonds as their left, or not, linebacker anyway. They got him yesterday. Uh, I do have them taking Carnell Tate here, and the reason why, when you are the Giants, you need a receiver to, you need receiver depth. You need a receiver too. Carnell Tate's going to be your guy here. Uh, And he's really the receiver two prototype. He's got that 6'3" size, 195, and he's young. And going after Malik Neighbors, it's going to be a really nice duo for Jackson Dart. You have a pretty good running back in Tyrone Tracy, and then you have a star second year running back out of Arizona State in Cam Scatterville. Carnell Tate, I think, would fit this offense very nicely. And so he's going to go off the board at 5. And then number 6, you got the Cleveland Browns. And I think this is trending to be Monroe Freeland out of Georgia, the purest left tackle in the draft. If Manel was not going to be a left tackle, Monroe Freeland, anyway, regardless of what happens, he is the best left tackle in this class. And I don't even think it's that close. My last mock, he was ranked a little lower than what most people thought, but now he's starting to trend in the top 15, like a lot. Monroe Freeland to the, excuse me, Monroe Freeland to the Browns makes so much sense. They have a terrible offensive line. They've lost offensive linemen. And I think Monroe Freeland is a great pick here. He provides great size, 6'7", 315. No pun intended by the 6'7". You can see he's literally 6'7". Um, he provides that great size. You want to get your offense going, help Shador Sanders, get Monroe Freeland at 6. Number 7, the Washington Commanders. It's going to be Ruben Bain here. Ruben Bain, I really like him. His only problem is that his arms aren't as long as he should be. He comes in as a 6'3" rookie, 270 pounds. This guy can move, but that arm length is a problem. And I don't see him being picked outside the top 10. He'll be picked inside the top 10. His arms are just the only problem. I still do think he'll be a really good player. Commanders need him. They had the worst defense, even under my Bengals last year. Ruben Bain is the perfect pick here for the Washington Commanders. So now you got the Saints at 8. You're picking at number 8. Who do you take here? Well, you got Travis Etienne, so I don't think they take Jeremiah Love here. Sonny Styles is a possibility. Caleb Downs is a possibility. Mansour Delane is a possibility. They could go a lot of different ways here. But you could go receiver here. Makai Lemon's here. He graded really nice. 5'11", 195. I really like Makai Lemon. I am a Makai Lemon fan. But I'm going to go Sonny Styles here. I like the fit with the defense. The Saints, they're starting to get on the right track. You got Tyler Shuck at quarterback. You got Travis Etienne yesterday, starting running back. He's solid. Chris Olave's nice. Juwan Johnson's nice. Your offensive line is really improving. I really like their offensive line. Eric McCoy is a big name. They also have Talise Fuaga. They have a trending in the right direction team. Sonny Styles could really help with that team. And then you have the Chiefs at number 9. So the Chiefs got Kenneth Walker. I don't see them taking Jeremiah Love here. Who will the Chiefs go with here? So I this is a tough pick. This is a really tough pick. I'm not going to do trades, but I always think that they could be the possible trade down team. But I'm going to have them picking somebody here. Chiefs are a really interesting team. They have their quarterback, of course. He's won more than one Super Bowl. He's won 3 of them. I don't think Jeremiah Love would be picked here. I could really see the Chiefs going Caleb Downs here. I'm going to give the Chiefs Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs is a solid player. He's going to really help this defense. 6'2", 205. He's very fast. He's hybrid. This is a guy you want in your secondary. He can play corner. He can play slot corner. He can play it all. Anything in your secondary, this guy can play. And this is a safety who can get after the quarterback if you want to send him in on a blitz. I would really think if he's, which he will be here, because positional value, Chiefs go Caleb Downs at 9, Bengals at 10. My Cincinnati Bengals. Okay. They signed Brian Cook. I really like Brian Cook. Think he's a great athlete. They also got Boye Mafe, edge rusher, former Seahawk, Super Bowl champion. But who would we take here? Would we take Jeremiah Love? I would like to believe that if Jeremiah Love is here, that we would take him. And I'm gonna go Jeremiah Love in this one. Jeremiah Love had a great combine. He's coming in on a season where he had 18 touchdowns. This is a red zone running back here. He is a great player. He had a great combine, running back that can also do receiving drills. 6'2", 214. That's around where you want your running back to be. But this guy is consistent. Of course, in 2023, he didn't play much. 2024, though, he had 17 touchdowns. 2025, he had 18. A receiving back, too. He can be a really nice receiving back. Jeremiah Love at 10. If we did take him there, I would be thrilled. I would love that pick. Jeremiah Love at 10. The Cincinnati Bengals. My Cincinnati Bengals. Dolphins at 11. I'm sticking with it. They're going Mansour Delane here. Mansour Delane, I really like. Graded well. Almost similar size to Derek Stingley. Not quite, but close enough. But these LSU corners are really good. Mansour Delane, I think, will be the next one. He had 2 interceptions in the last college football season. Um, he had 623 defensive snaps, but not many people throw against him. If they do, he's going to lock you down. This is a sticky player. Mansour Delane of the Dolphins, they need a corner. It's a perfect fit, right? We know that. But LSU corners are great. Mansour Delane to the Dolphins at 11. Now you got the Cowboys at 12. And you go a lot of different ways here. They got Rashawn Gary, who I like a lot. I don't think they're going to go edge. I don't really think there's one worth picking at this spot. Mesidor, I don't see that happening. Um, this I like C.J. Allen a lot for the Cowboys. They need a linebacker. I mean, they had one of the worst defenses last season. They didn't have a run stopping ability whatsoever. However, they do have a nice defensive tackle in Quinnen Williams. Like I was just mentioning, Rashawn Gary's there. But C.J. Allen, he's a pure tackler. Now, he's not much of a miss tackler. He can miss tackles sometimes, but that's just a part of being a or wait, what was he? Oh, he's a junior, not a senior. Sorry. Okay. That's a part of being a junior linebacker in college football. Sometimes you're just going to miss tackles, but CJ Allen is a guy I really like for the Cowboys. I think they'll come around at 12, and if he's there, they're going to take him. He's jumping up draft boards. CJ Allen at 12 makes perfect sense for the Cowboys. So then you got number 13 is the Rams. And so they just got Trent McDuffie from the Chiefs. So the Chiefs now have that 29th pick that the Rams used to have. Uh, the Rams are in my last mock draft, I had them taking corner. But in this one, why not Spencer Fano? I mean, think Rob Havestein retired. So you're going to need somebody to replace that spot. And if you're talking about BPA here, you could say Spencer Fano. Now, with that being said, he had 822 snaps in 2025 and no sacks allowed. So this guy's consistent. If you look at the numbers, only one sack allowed in 2024 and only two allowed in 2023. 6'6", 308. That's a pure tackle right there. Spencer Fano to the Rams at 13. Number 14, you got the Baltimore Ravens. And there's been a lot of drama going on with this team. Trey Hendrickson was the one who they signed, but before that, they actually traded for Max Crosby, two first round picks for him. I didn't exactly agree with it because I don't think this team is in the position to make those kind of trades right now. But the Ravens, they need offensive linemen. I mean, they lost a big player in Tyler Linderbaum. That's not where you want to be, losing players like that. I now see them going linemen here, and I think they're going to go Vega on here. I really like him. Or Vega, I thought I said his name wrong. Vega Ione. Okay, so I really like him. 6'4", 328 pounds. He's a pure guard. Graded as an 80. No sacks allowed on 614 offensive snaps. And of course, like I was saying, this team is losing players. They got Trey Hendrickson on that edge rusher spot. But Vega will be a guy on their offensive line who probably could play center, but I don't have them doing that. I think they'll just play him as a guard, and which is a position that they could need. Vega's a great pick here for the Ravens. So now you got number 15 to the Tampa Bay Bucks. And they really need to tight end. I'm still going to have them getting Kenyon Sadiq here. Now, Cade's sitting here as their number one tight end. I don't like him much. I mean, I'm sure the Bucks fans do, but how can you pass on Kenyon Sadiq, right? Kenyon Sadiq is insane. His 40 time was great. He ran a 4.4 as a tight end. He's just a big wide receiver. I mean, if you will. He's a touchdown machine. 8 touchdowns this season. You want to score in the red zone? Go get Kenyon Sadiq. Why not pair him with Emeka Buka, your other great, well, your rookie you got last year, who started off great and then fell off a little bit, but still the stats are there. He's great. But Kenyon Sadiq on that offense, their red zone percentage of scoring will go up massively. So now we're reaching the halfway mark of the New York Jets. Of course, they were picking a number 2. They got Arvell Reese. Um, so the Jets, in this scenario, they have their linebacker. Who else would they take here? Why not Jeremiah McCoy? I like Jeremiah McCoy. He didn't play a single snap at all in 2025 due to an injury in his ACL. He's that prototype corner size, 6 foot 193. I still think he'll be fine. I mean, there is always going to be that injury trouble there, but still, I mean, he was sticky in 2024. If you look at his tape, shutting down everybody. I can't name really any names off the top of my head at the moment, but Jeremiah McCoy, you look at the tape, he's great. Jets take him at 16, putting 2 new players on their defensive side of the ball. Number 17, you got the Detroit Lions. So the Lions actually might, I don't think they'll go tackle here. I don't really see it happening. They got Taylor Decker released just a couple days ago. But would they take the risk on one of these tackles? Nah, they wouldn't do it. No, I don't think they would. Dylan Fenneman here, I don't see it happening. Makai Lemon, no, not really. Caleb Banks, possibility. I'm going to give him Akeem Mesidor here. Mesidor is an old rookie. Uh, as you can see, he's about to be 25. He's really close to being 25. But this is a guy that gives production right away. He had 13 sacks in last season's college football season. Of course, the season before that, which nobody's going to be looking at that too much. Everybody's going to look at those snaps played, and he had over 300 more snaps played in 2025 than 2024, and he had 13 sacks, 50 hurries. This is a nice player, and he's one of those guys all right, we draft him, there's going to be production right away. It makes perfect sense for the Lions. They need defense. They don't have the best secondary, but if you want to make up for it, get a really nice edge rusher. Akeem Mesidor here at 17. So now you got number 18, the Minnesota Vikings. So they don't have a running back, but there's no people to take here at the running back spot because I think Jadarian Price is the next one. Yep, he is. And his Notre Dame buddy Jeremiah Love. Of course, the Bengals already got him. So Vikings. I'm going to give him Fenneman here. Why not? Why not? I mean, I like Fenneman. He's nice. He's a really nice player. His combine was insane. What? Why not a white person in secondary, right? I mean, 6 foot 205, 91 overall grade in 2025. Uh, Vikings. This is the kind of player they would get. Harrison Smith is getting up there in age. They seem like one of those teams that would go BPA. Dylan Fenneman here at 18. Any of the Vikings fans? I see it happening. Why not? 19. You got the Panthers. So the Panthers have had a really good offseason. Devin Lloyd was signed. Jalen Phillips was signed. Why not go and get you a receiver here? Would you want Makai Lemon, 5'11", 195? Jordan Tyson, who is pretty much Tet McMillan, 6'2", 200. Makai Lemon's going to be the pick here for me. As I was saying earlier about the Giants, you're going to want a receiving duo. You're always going to want one. Some teams opt not to do that, like the Steelers, for example. But I'm one of those guys. If you can get a good receiving duo, why not? Makai Lemon with Tet McMillan would be really nice. And with Bryce Young coming off of a playoff loss, adding this guy, you might be able to hit your first playoff win in a really long time. Makai Lemon at 19 to the Panthers. So now you got Cowboys. Will go Avian Terrell here from Clemson, the younger brother of AJ Terrell, if anybody was wondering. Oh man, I got a buddy who likes the Cowboys. Well, I have multiple buddies who like the Cowboys. I hope you guys are really excited about this. CJ Allen and Avian Terrell is both of your picks, but Avian Terrell, he's very similar to his brother. I think his brother's a couple inches taller than him, but Avian Terrell is really nice. I don't think it's much of a risk at all to take him. He fits the Cowboys too. Um, you're trying to build up your defense. Why not go ahead and take Avian Terrell at 20? So then you got number 21, Steelers. And I've been saying this for a while. They're going to take Jordan Tyson. Jordan Tyson from Arizona State. Arizona State's had some really nice weapons coming out of its pack recently. And Jordan Tyson would be some kind of guy the Steelers would get. He's not at all big as DK Metcalf. The height is close, but Jordan Tyson would be a really nice weapon to add with your team. They're still not sure who their quarterback is yet. I'm expecting them to get Kyler Murray, but Jordan Tyson to the Steelers at 21 makes a whole lot of sense to me. So then you got number 22, the Chargers. Who would the Chargers take here? I think you go BPA here, but which one of these guys is it? I don't think it's Keldrick Folk. Caleb Banks, I do like, and Emmanuel McNeil Warren, I do like. I'm going to give him Caleb Banks, though. The Chargers are so close to being really good, but they got to up their defensive line. You got to be able to have a run stopper up front. Caleb Banks could be that difference maker. Of course, his grade isn't high, but nice combine, 6'6", 330. Would you consider taking him as your interior defensive lineman at 22? I guess we'll have to see what happens on draft night. But why not? I like Caleb Banks. So then, number 23, Eagles. Eagles have lost a lot of players. Reed Blankenship's gone. Why not Emmanuel McNeil Warren? People are going to hate me for this. I know it. But the Eagles go best player available so much. McNeil Warren is going to be picked sometime around this pick. Of course, three safeties in the first round due to positional value isn't really the highest chance in the world, but these three safeties that have been picked are really good. McNeil Warren to the Eagles. Try to help out your secondary. Why not? I like him. So then you got the Browns. You're at 24. Of course, as you can see, they went with Monroe Freeland from Georgia at 6. Do you go another offensive lineman here? And Blake Miller. I don't see that happening. Omar Cooper Jr., though, he has all of a sudden randomly went up. And I've watched his tape. This is Fernando Mendoza's number one receiver, and I really like Omar Cooper Jr. 6'2", 204. That's some of the best size you can get as a receiver. And you have Jerry Jeudy on that receiving core. And Cooper Jr., national championship winner, 937 yards. Who he also had another good receiver. Let me find his name for y'all real quick. Elijah Surratt, who is ranked at number 72. That's sometime in the third round. Or wait, is that no? It's the third round. I'm sorry, ranked in the third round. So then you have this guy here, and of course, YouTuber Bengal has him going to the Browns here as well. And I was like, that really does make a lot of sense. So then Omar Cooper Jr. to the Browns at 24. 25, you got the Bears. Who would the Bears consider taking here? This is a tough pick. Of course, your center retired on you, but they're not going to take a center here. It's not going to happen. But however, Emmanuel Pregnon is here. If you want to slide him at center, then go ahead and take him. I like this guy. 6'5" is nothing to mess with. Guard or center, that's really nice size. And he's somebody you could slide around the whole line. Emmanuel Pregnon at 25 to the Bears. Anybody? I think that's going to happen in this scenario. Buffalo Bills, you got at number 26. So they got DJ Moore. My last mock, they didn't have DJ Moore, so they're not going to take him here. Or Casey Concepcion is not being taken here. How about Cassius Howell? I think the Bills could use an edge. Bose is a free agent. Cassius Howell's a nice player. I'm just saying, it makes a lot of sense. Why not? Hit 12 sacks in 2025. You need somebody that can get to the quarterback. Number 26, Cassius Howell goes off the board. Now you got number 27, the San Francisco 49ers. And this team, who just picked up a big receiver, Mike Evans, I wasn't expecting them to go receiver much anyway. This is tough. Who would they take here? Christian Miller's a big possibility. TJ Parker. Now, TJ Parker, I have him over Keldrick Falk because TJ Parker can produce right away. I'm afraid Keldrick Falk, if he's drafted around sometime in the first round, he might not produce as fast as some people do in the first round. So I don't really think that he's going to be a first round player anymore. Maybe he will be. We'll see what happens. But TJ Parker to the 49ers makes a lot of sense. 6'3", 260. I like that size. It is a really big edge rusher. But what I like about him most is that on and off the ball, he's really underrated. And, of course, I think, he did have more snaps in 2024, but it kind of does look like he had a better season in 2024. Or 2025 wasn't bad. I really like TJ Parker. And you get him with Nick Bosa on that defensive line, and the 49ers will keep on having a really nice pass rush. Take him at 27. So then you got 28. It's the Texans here, right? Blake Miller. Ariante Ursary you got last year. This year, you're going to take Blake Miller. Solidify your tackles. You need to do it. You don't have Laramie Tunsil. You traded him away. Pretty much all they have is Ursery. 6'6", 315 Blake Miller. If you want a guy, oh yeah, this is back-to-back Clemson players, by the way. But if you want a guy who you're going to want to start right away, take Blake Miller here if he's one of the best people available, of course, and he is in this scenario. I think it's a perfect pick. Blake Miller off of the board at 28. So now 29, you got the KC Chiefs. Would you want to pair one of these interior defensive linemen with Chris Jones, who is looking like he's close to retirement? Would you want to go tackle in Caden Proctor? Would you maybe want to go another receiver in KC Concepcion? Tough pick here. There's a lot of ways you can go here. This is tough. Kansas City. I'm going to take Caden Proctor here. Jawan Taylor is no longer a part of their squad. They're going to need a tackle, and they don't have to start him at tackle right away anyway. I mean, he can obviously play guard. He's big enough, but this guy's a tackle. 6'7", 366. He's humongous. That is huge size. And he's just a rookie. He's going to get bigger. But Caden Proctor, I really like. So there's some film of him where when you're looking at it, you'll say to yourself, what is he doing? But then other times, he looks really good. So Proctor to the Chiefs at 29. I have going here. 30, you got the Denver Broncos. They're going to go Caden McDonald here. They're coming off of an AFC championship loss. They only scored 7 points in it. Defense wasn't the problem, but Caden McDonald's a great player. You need somebody who can stop the run, and in my opinion, is the best interior defensive lineman in the class. He's great. You need a defensive tackle to play. Run stop 6'3", 326. Caden McDonald here is really nice. So now you're at 31. And the Patriots don't have much receiving going on. Of course, they got Romeo Dobbs yesterday. I think they're going to go receiver here. I really think they're going to go receiver here. It's definitely a big possibility. Denzel Boston. I'll give him Denzel Boston. I like Denzel Boston. 6'4", 209. This is the jump ball guy. And Drake May is going to need another weapon here. So I say that without a doubt, they're going to want to get him somebody. Stephon Diggs isn't there anymore. Denzel Boston at 31. I like the pick. So now who is going to be Mr. Irrelevant of the first round? The Seahawks. If there's one guy here that I could trust going into the first round for run stopping ability, it would be Peter Woods. Who would the Hawks take here? You know what? I'll give him Peter Woods. Peter Woods will be the pick here. Yeah, that's it for the mock draft. I feel like this was fun to make. I'm definitely going to start using the PFF one more. But yeah, if you all want to take a quick look, that is my newest and improved mock draft. This is post free agency, day 2.